Is that a vintage point? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I know this is unprecedented. I think it's the first time ever that we are meeting the administrators of our system in the provinces. You are most welcome, and I think this was very important that we have a discussion today on this very, very important issue, the mass registration of voters, and also the coming elections, the 2026 general elections. I think this is just the beginning of interactions to come for, whilst we're preparing. Interactions to come for us to comply with the roadmap that we set up. And I hope that you all have copies of our roadmap, that even if we didn't call you, but I'm sure through your administrative wings and wings that fall under you, that you do have that, that roadmap, our election roadmap, from when we started last year to 2026, to August 2026, to 13th of August 2026. So you are very, very welcome. You might look few, but you make Zambia go round, you make Zambia properly administered, and we know that everybody feels that there is somebody in charge of the administration of the country in the different provinces where you've come from. So with that said, I wish now to address you as members of the Electoral Commission who are here. They're here purely in their professional capacity, so that if you have any queries or questions, they'll be able to address those questions, to explain, to clarify. They're here. If at any point you feel that maybe what you're saying is going to be very, very confidential, or what if you're not comfortable, please let us know, because they're here purely in their professional capacity. But thereafter, you can tell us, you can let us know how you would like us to interact, to deliberate, to interrogate issues. So therefore, you as permanent secretaries, I would like to address you now on these issues that have been a source of concern, a source of deep reflection on the governance, a source of deep reflection on the electoral process in our country. Thank you for accepting the Electoral Commission of Zambia invitation to join us for this crucial engagement. This meeting is the first of its kind in the electoral process by the Commission. Your presence here demonstrates our shared commitment to strengthening Zambia's electoral process. I know you might think that you are not in the direct line, but I can tell you through your administration, I think everybody feels that we have permanent secretaries who are executing, implementing the electoral process, maybe indirectly, but your actions have a direct impact on the electoral process. Today we gather to provide you with important updates on key initiatives in our preparations for the 2025 mass registration of voters exercise and the upcoming 2026 general election. Let me take you through our journey so far. On July 19th, 2024, we launched our comprehensive 2026 general election roadmap, a strategic blueprint outlining the crucial milestones and timelines that will guide us towards successful polls. This roadmap has been our North Star, helping us navigate the complex preparations required for credible elections. Since then, we have made significant progress. Just last month, on August 15th, 2025, right here at the prestigious Mlungushi International Conference Center, we had the privilege of presenting our revised roadmap to stakeholders like yourselves. This updated version reflects that not just our ambitious plans, but the tangible progress we have achieved and the lessons we have learned along the way. Ladies and gentlemen, let me walk you through the key milestones and their timelines. These are, on 15th of September 2025, we launched the online pre-registration of voters platform, which is currently open to the public to pre-register. On 30th of October to 11th of November 2025, there will be a mass registration of voters in all the 150 constituencies. So your provinces are cool. Your provinces are crucial and critical in this registration of voters. December 2025 to February 2026, preparation of the provisional register of voters and consideration of objections and appeals. So we have provided for that after the mass registration, that there will be a provision for objections and appeals. On 17th to 23rd of February 2026, inspection of the 2026 provisional register of voters at all the registration centers. March to April 2026. This will be now the consideration of appeals and objections and preparations of the final register of voters. 30th of April 2026, certification of the 2026 register of voters. As you know, we have to go through the certification. We have to do the certification of the register of voters. 18th of May 2022 to the 22nd of May 2026, 18th of May to the 22nd of May 2026, nominations for presidential, National Assembly, mayoral, council, chairperson, and councillor elections. So this is from the 18th of May to the 22nd of May. So those are very, very crucial dates, and everybody is involved in this general election, and all the parties, those who are going to take part, will have their presidential, National Assembly, mayoral, council chairpersons, and councillor elections. 21st of May to 2026 to 12th of August 2026, this will be the campaign period. That is after these nominations, from the 18th of May to the 22nd. there will be the campaign period, and that is 21st of May, 2026 to the 12th of August, 2026. The big day is the 13th of August, 2026, and that is Poor Day. And we know that with this, you are all either directly or indirectly involved. But we know that as administrators, you are fully involved to ensure that all these are done peacefully, professionally, without any bias. Ladies and gentlemen, our immediate priority is the 2025 mass registration of voters, which is scheduled to run from the 13th of October to the 11th of November 2025. And this is just weeks away. That's why we've called you. That's why I would like to deliberate all these issues with you, interrogate the issues, and see our preparedness and your involvement in these issues. This exercise targets an estimated 3.5 million eligible voters based on the latest population statistics from Zambia Statistical Agency, and is designed to cover all registration centers across the country. It is important to note that this exercise is targeting new registration, those who are 18 and above, and maybe those who've never registered. The second one, the target is the replacement of lost or damaged voters' cards. And the third one is the transfers. As you know, many people transfer. We move quite a lot. We change our residences and towns quite a lot. So people will be given an opportunity, if they've transferred, to transfer their place of voting from where they were to the new one. Please note that voters who are still in possession of the voters' cards issued in 2020 and during the continuous registration of voters exercise need not register. I know there's been a misinformation about this from some stakeholders, I think EFF president, who misinformed the public that there will be 2 registers, one for those who registered some time ago and one for new ones. That's not true. Because all we are doing is adding on to the registers that we have. That's why we say the emphasis is on the new people who are now coming for the first time on the register. The other one are those who need a replacement of their cards. If they've lost their cards, then they can come and be included, be issued with new voters' cards, but they're not new, so they're not coming on, they're already on. They're already on the register of voters. All they're doing is having new registration. The third one is the transfers. These transfers are people who have moved from one place to the other. Even if they've moved, they are already on the register. So it's just correcting that record, showing where they are going to vote, which polling station they are going to vote from. So ladies and gentlemen, the mass registration exercise will be conducted over 30 days. We hope that in 30 days we can capture 3.5 million people. It has been done. No one is going to be left behind. We shall see after 30 days whether we have captured everybody. The Commission intends to register all those who are eligible and wishes to assure the nation that no one will be left behind. Furthermore, in keeping with our practice of enhancing youth participation, the Commission has set 30th of April 2026 the date of certification of the register of voters. as the cutoff date for eligibility to register. This means that any older on or before that date will be eligible to register during the mass registration. As you know, that according to our law, one has to be 18 years and above to be on the register. Therefore, those who will not be 18 years on the 30th of April cannot be included for this particular one because they will not be 18 years and will be against the law. So we are urging everybody who is going to be 18 years on the 30th to come and register. I would also like to take this opportunity to speak about the online pre-registration of voters, which was launched on 15th of September 2025. The online registration of voters is an innovative platform by the Commission meant to facilitate participation by eligible citizens in the voter registration exercise. It is a step forward in enhancing accessibility, efficiency, and inclusion in the electoral process. One of the benefits of pre-registering online is that citizens who will successfully pre-register will spend less time at the registration center. They also have an opportunity to submit their particulars from anywhere, even in the comfort of their homes or offices, or their stands at the markets, wherever they are operating from, at their own convenience. They don't have to go and line up to register. They can do it wherever they are. And we are aware that for the youths, for the young ones, they are excited and they are able to do that. And that really attracts them to be able to register wherever they are, and they don't have to stand in the queue. And later on, of course, they'll be requested if they want to, when they want to have a card, to go and give their particulars, the fingerprints, and the face, so that they're on the register with all their details. Furthermore, eligible citizens will be able to pre-register at any time during the period of the exercise. The pre-registration platform is flexible, convenient, allowing citizens to submit their details at their own pace. Ladies and gentlemen, you may wish to know that once the mass voter registration starts on the 13th of October, the Commission will deploy and set up dedicated voter registration kits, which will be stationed at selected centers across the country during the mass voter registration exercise. And our staff will ensure that is publicly disseminated so that everybody knows in every area where these registration kits will be stationed. The kits will be designated to exclusively attend to those who successfully pre-register online. It is, however, important to note that eligible citizens who are unable to pre-register online will still be catered for during the mobile voter registration period, which starts on the 13th of October 2025 and end on the 11th of November 2025. Citizens who wish to register as voters should visit any mobile registration center. This, therefore, implies that whether one has access to the online pre-registration or not, they will still be able to register. So we have two systems, the pre-registration online, and also to go and register during the mass registration exercise. May I also emphasize that the online platform is meant only for new applicants who are not already on the register of voters. I wish to emphasize that the online platform is meant only for new applicants who are not already on the register of voters. So if you are on the register of voters, you cannot go and register online because you're already there. Your name is there. In fact, your name will be rejected. So it's important that people understand that this is for new registers, new people who are coming on the register for the first time. Because it is meant only for new applicants. Those who are 18 years and above have not registered, and those who've never registered. Because sometimes you go around places, in community places, and you find some people, they'll tell you, I've never registered, I've never voted. So we are giving them a chance to do so now. Ladies and gentlemen, stakeholders' engagement isn't just part of our work. It's at the very heart of everything we do. As stakeholders, it is important to note that we are obligated to fulfill our responsibilities in strict adherence to the Electoral Code of Conduct and all other applicable laws. The Commission carries out its function through officers in the local authorities who operate under dual reporting lines. In this context, we are committed to ensuring that these reporting structures function harmoniously in the execution of their responsibilities. I'm aware that sometimes you get clashes between these officers and your officers because these officers have got a statutory duty to do certain things. But at the same time, they have to liaise with you people so that you know what's going on, so that you are not a stranger to this process. Therefore, it's very important to maintain harmony in the implementation of the electoral process, that anybody who impacts, whose responsibility impacts on the electoral process, they are not left behind, but they are taken along and they are informed, they go through the process because you are the administrators to this. And you ensure that things move harmoniously and accordingly with good governance. This is precisely why we have gathered with you today. The Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Local Government and the Provincial Permanent Secretaries. And I've noticed that all the Provincial Permanent Secretaries are here except Lusaka, but I think there's a representative. And also local government has sent a representative. Or am I? Oh, Lusaka, sorry, my son, engineer. Sorry, engineer is here. Yeah, but I've noticed that the local government PS is not here, but they have sent a representative, which is very good. As administrative heads of the ministry and across provinces, respectively, you are the backbone of effective public service delivery. And it's in this light of effective public service delivery that we don't get functions clashing. And therefore, you've got to be taken on, you've got to be appraised of what is going on, so that with your immense experience and responsibilities, you can assist the people who are statutorily, mandated to implement, to execute these functions. And this includes the voter registration, which is no exception. The public service delivery will include the voter registration, which is no exception to your functions. While electoral activities may not fall directly under your day-to-day responsibilities, staying informed about our election roadmap is crucial. It's very crucial. And why? Because as we approach 2026, many of your officers will be called upon to balance their regular duties with electoral responsibilities, and your leadership will be essential in making this work seamlessly. And we are aware that if there are problems in the rural areas, in urban areas, if somebody doesn't register, I'm sure it will end up on your lap. I've always teased the PS, the dean of the PSs, that his office is like a public rally. You go there, you find all sorts of people from all walks of life. So those walks of life could also be the registration of voters. If somebody thinks they cannot access or this registration of voters, or they think it's too far, they will demand that the PS provides transport to take them to where the registration is taking place. Isn't that so? They will demand, and they'll say, you have transport, you are a permanent secretary, can you please take us, we want to register. So it's in that vein that we thought you are of crucial importance, that we deliberate with you today, we speak to you today, we interrogate the issues today, so that your impact can be felt in the electoral process. As a commission, we count on you to complement the commission's efforts that are executed through the 116 district local authorities in your various provinces. As our valued stakeholders, your continued partnership will be instrumental in promoting, one, stability in our electoral process. Stability in our electoral process is very, very important, and we value that. Accountability in service delivery. There are many, many issues which touch on the accountability, financial accountability. That's very important to us. Efficiency in operations. If the operations are not efficiently done, then we have a problem. And we know that you are at the center of this efficiency. Effectiveness in reaching every eligible voter. You know your places. You know places that cannot be reached or places that are not accessible. You know the places which are far-flung, and if they are far-flung, maybe our people who do not have the means will not reach those places. And people think that the PS has all the vehicles and everything, including diesel, including fuel, to reach those places. So the effectiveness in reaching every eligible voter is really paramount to you. The credibility of the electoral process. It's very important that this credibility is encouraged, is maintained. You know your people, everybody reports to you, therefore you can help us to achieve this, to attain the credibility of the electoral process so that the result of that electoral process is accepted and valued. Ladies and gentlemen, the Electoral Commission of Zambia remains unwavering in our commitments to delivering a credible, transparent, and inclusive electoral process. But we cannot do this alone. We can't as an electoral commission. That's why we depend on the local government, because you know you are with the people. Our invitation to you to be with us today so that we can look at all these issues and see how do we serve our country better? How do we raise our country better than what it is today? We look forward to deepening our collaboration as we embark on this critical journey together. The success of Zambia's democracy depends not just on our individual effort, but on how well we work together as partners in service to our nation. In some languages, they say that one finger cannot kill a lice, isn't it? You need two fingers to kill a lice. So that therefore, you are the other finger that will help us to kill that lice. You are the other finger that will help us to raise the bar in the electoral process. Thank you for your attendance. I know you've come from very far. Some of them come from places which you can't reach, like I'll leave it to you to finish. But you know the places I mean, which sometimes is difficult to reach. But anyway, you've all come from that far. You've sacrificed because it is important to you, as it is important to us. And your dedication to the strengthening of the Zambian democracy. We can strengthen the Zambian democracy by being inclusive, transparent, and working together. May God bless you, bless your work, and bless this cooperation that we've started. Can we maintain it? And if there's any problem, please come and tell us. Raise it with us, rather than us hearing it from other corridors. Because where you go and report, they will still come back to us. So you might as well start with us so that we can clear the air, so that we can smoothen the path of the electoral process. I thank you for coming, and may God bless you. Thank you.